Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Star Trek Section 31. And this is a Paramount Plus original film from director Olatunde Asunsanmi. And this film stars Michelle Yeoh as Philippa Georgiou, who winds up being recruited into the secret division of Starfleet tasked with the protecting of the United Federation of Planets. And this film, first off, from like a visual standpoint and a directing standpoint, garish kind of feels like an appropriate term to describe it, because like there's so much attempt at stylization and so much of it just does not look good and it doesn't feel executed well, and it just feels like this artificial blobbiness at times. There's camera movements which, it's very oddly, like, this feels like somebody who's trying to direct, like, Joss Whedon. There's a lot of camera work very similar to, specifically, like, Serenity, the film. And it just feels really dated and clunky. And there's some interesting, like, doing that, like, pseudo-documentary style of, like, push in and zoom in to, like, characters and their reactions and stuff like that. But other times, the camera's just, like, shaking all over the place, and it really takes you out of the scenes. And the CGI in this, like, it looks relatively modern, but like it feels so artificial. This whole film feels artificial in terms of how it looks, and I don't know, it just doesn't give any kind of vibe of Star Trek to me. And it feels like this strange, just offshoot sci-fi film that feels like it probably was made on the Sci-Fi Channel, and that's not a good thing in terms of how the effects look and how this is all put together. Then, writing-wise, this is so rushed, shallow, choppy, and clunky. You have this mission that feels very, as you go on, you feel very connected to Georgiou's past, and you get this, like, element towards the beginning where you get an idea of like where she came from and how our antagonist connects back to her. But like the emotion there, the connection there never really feels like it hits in a meaningful way. It just kind of feels like, well, we got to connect this somehow. And the film is 90 minutes and it feels so rushed. They feel like they're sprinting through every bit of character development, which most of these characters feel so shallow and are like a trait that they kind of stick with and not much to work with. And this plot is convoluted and never really feel like we get to chew on anything of substance. And even like this greater morality ideas of like, this is Star Trek. This is supposed to be deep and rich in terms of themes, and this just feels shallow. And it's the kind of, like, you put it on streaming for 90 minutes. It's you know, easy watch, like, bam, boom, explosions, this, that. And you're not going to get a whole lot of substance at all out of this experience. But, you know, it's, like, it's easy to consume. And I feel like that's a challenge of a lot of streaming films. And this feels like this was a truncated, just smashed together TV movie with not a whole lot of depth to really dig into because you have to move so fast because of the truncated runtime. And Michelle Yeoh, Sam Richardson, there's some really talented performers here, and they feel pretty wasted on this film. And at the end of the day, this feels like a big kind of blobby nothing burger that, sure, I feel like if you really like sci-fi, you could just consume the feeling of you're watching this sci-fi crazy action adventure. But if you're looking for any kind of emotional connection, anything to latch on to, and even cinematic in terms of how well it's put together, it's really lacking in all those areas, and it's just lowest common denominator of like, hey, this is a straight to streaming sci-fi adventure, enjoy. And my guess is most are not going to, and based off of a lot of ratings, I don't think they are. But those are my thoughts on Star Trek Section 31. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.